How to talk money with your honey. Discussions about and around money can be loaded with both good and bad ideas, also habits each partner brings into a relationship. David Wells has authored a book about building wealth, and he's here to offer advice for couples on coming together to build a joint wealth identity and plan. Good morning, David.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
So, finances and Valentine's Day, that sounds like it could be some dangerous territory, but you're saying it is the perfect recipe for relationship success.
Yeah, I mean, don't we all think romance and money when those two come together? I think what's interesting is because this pandemic continues, we're all still at home, and I think there's a unique kind of hidden blessing in all of this because we have some downtime to talk about these really sensitive things and do it in a way where we can let the conversation unfold over a longer period of time, not necessarily something where we're forced into it because we're in the middle of a fight or there's some sort of big decision that we're having to make.
Gotcha. So, break it down for us. What are the specific key points of money and finances that couples really need to discuss?
Yeah, I think about it in two buckets. So the first is each person in the relationship needs to get clear on who they are with regards to their money, and that's everything from their self identity, their professional role, their background, and then also the bits and pieces from their background, their family of origin, the community that they grew up in. If each partner can get clear on that, then they can come together and start to ask the bigger questions: Who are we as a couple? What are we trying to accomplish? What's most important to us? Statements like a mission statement, vision, core values, those things come out of identity. And if you can get clear on those first pieces, then it's a lot easier to address the much bigger topics together.
Yeah, I can only imagine because at the center of a lot of relationships that don't work out are these financial issues. So, any ways that couples can better identify those issues, from the beginning, from the jump, so that they can find that resolution and that middle ground?
Yeah, and my recommendation on that is let's start in a place where we can put the live ammunition away. So often these conversations happen in real time because of a conflict.
Hmm.
So can you schedule a window of time? Cook something that you know that the kids are going to like. Throw a movie on. Get it in the calendar so you're not waiting till you're too tired to talk about these things. So schedule that window of time to begin having the conversation, and then reward yourself when you're done. Think about something that you can do to celebrate the beginning of that. And then as well, approaching it with a spirit of curiosity. This is an amazing chance to get to know your partner in a deeper way. There are a few things in life that reflect who we are more clearly than how we spend and think about our money. So if we can enter into these conversations with a spirit of curiosity and openness, maybe that helps lower the emotional stakes of a conversation that so often gets so heated so quickly.
Like I said, I can only imagine. I mean, money can really be a funny discussion to have, but it's something that you really need to do. It's something that you're saying can really strengthen the relationship in the long term.
Absolutely. I mean, the tragedy is, as the studies and data show, is that so many marriages that ultimately fail, at the root cause of that is money related issues. And the tragedy is, I think that a lot of that is preventable if you can get ahead of the conversation, if you can learn to talk about these things in a sensitive way, then hopefully that this can become a place where you're teammates as opposed to adversaries. And so often we only interpret the things that we see the other person doing in the relationship in light of our own sensitivities, our own background and baggage, as opposed to something that we're aligned together on. And so it really becomes a way to address a lot of other issues that may be going on in the relationship. This just becomes kind of the laboratory where they can be talked about openly for the first time, maybe.
Teammate, I think that that is the key word there. And I know you've written a book about this. What's the one key thing that people will get out of reading your book?
Yeah, the book is designed to take these conversations that can feel almost too large and puts it into a digestible, bite-sized process. So it's a series of exercises that you can walk through. The book's called "When Anything Is Possible," but it's really designed to take something that's really nebulous and squishy and give you something that's actionable and a framework for how to think about these matters.
Yeah, well, you got to keep it positive and find those solutions. David, thank you so much for sharing your insight with us. For more from David and his book, visit familycapitalstrategy.com.